Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vincent Tan speaking. This time, I'm going to talk about Versatility 4 monoblock, the introduction. This sharing divides into these four parts. I have put the corresponding video linkages at the below description area just for your reference. Meanwhile, I also provide the corrected subtitle for your better understanding. Product features. This slide displays the operating range of Versatility. And here is the power supply requirement. The voltage should be within this range. And for the outdoor ambient, for the cooling, heating, and DHW, here is for the outdoor ambient and also the user side. So what you just focus on this one, which is we can do the space heating as low as -25. And for the outlet of the Versatility max, we can reach 65 degrees. As for the DHW, also similar. When outdoor is as low as -25 is available, and the max of the DHW we can achieve 80 degrees. However, from the compressor max we can only produce 55. Next, we go to the control items or the control target. As you know that for the Versatility, there are basically two operating modes, which is the air conditioning, which is space cooling or space heating, and the next is the domestic hot water mode. The easy one is the domestic hot water mode. We just take the target directly from the water temperature sensor at the water tank, this one. As for the air conditioning mode, the default target is this one, which is the outlet of this here. And the next is you can also install a remote sensor to the system and to control the room temperature directly. And both of these two, which relates to the compressor RPM control. And the last is the thermostat, which is to on off this one directly. However, it is 230 volt control, which is not popular in North American market. And of course, this one is not related to the compressor RPM directly, only on off. At the Versatility, we offer you lots of the timers for you to control, including the weekly timer, clock timer, temperature timer, and also the preset mode, which enable you to change the setting. And also in this example, you can find that during one day, you can have different control target, which is very convenient for the customer use. Holiday mode. This is to avoid your room from frozen, just like this, when the outdoor ambient is very low, and that time we can still turn on the system to maintain your room at this temperature. If you would like to get the DHW quickly, then you can turn on these two together, which is to enable the quick hot water. And here is the comparison. You can find that for the regular, which is the without this heater. Here is how long it will get the hot water. And then when you enable it, we can shorten this time to get to the target. When the outdoor ambient is low and the Versatility is difficult to maintain the high water temperature, at that time we can call for help. To whom it is there are two that which is built in. This is the heater, and the other is like another helper. We call other thermal. Basically, you can consider it as a gas boiler. And for this one, you can find that we can also rely on this to heat up the water temperature to a higher temperature for space heating. And for this one, we need to turn off the Versatility and also we only rely on this gas boiler to heat up the water, also to maintain the space heating in low temperature outdoor ambient. Weather depending mode. That means according to your preset parameter, the Versatility can automatically decide the space heating temperature, and this can avoid to adjust the setting target frequently. And the next is the quiet mode, which is to lower the outdoor noise. Basically, we can lower 6 to 7 decibel A, which is to keep the outdoor to be quiet. There's infection mode. That means we need to heat up the water temperature to be a very high to clean or to maintain the sanitary. We can offer you to heat up the water max 80 degree. This one. And for this one, it's actually higher than 55. It's only rely on the water tank heater. And what you can change is when to start and also the setting target, which is this one, and also how long to do it again. Energy saving. Based on your selection, which is to the power or the current, and this value can change it. And let's say during the 1 day operating, here is how the Versatility consume the power. And let's say you would like to have a 30% off, then you can set the target to be 70. Then this is just cap. We also maintain it just like this to save the energy. We also support to control from the PC or the BNS, and that one require this RS485 converter. For this one, you can have these different options, and after that, we will provide you the protocol. So from the computer, you can control the Versatility directly. Actually, here there is an output from this controller. And for the Versatility, it is different. Actually, the protocol is not the same, so we recommend to be a different RS485 converter. That's all for this sharing. If you still have any other question or any other suggestion, welcome to send me on my email address. Hasta la próxima. それではまた今度。